In this tutorial, we are going to go through the steps to detect outliers. And the first thing we need to do is we need to look for univariate outliers, so outliers within each individual variable. We do that by going to Graphs, Legacy Dialogues, and then Box Plot. Once we're here, we like simple and we want summaries of separate variables. And then we're going to go ahead to define. And see here, the variables are here already. Whichever variables that you want to see, and then you go ahead and click OK. Okay, so as you see here, any scores that are beyond our fences right here, which are 1.5 times our interquartile range, are considered outliers. And when it gets above 3 times the interquartile range, that's when you see the star, which means that it's a very extreme outlier. And so now that you see these, you can make decisions about your outliers, whether you would want to keep them or try to delete them, depending on your study and the amount of data that you have. So now what we want to do is we want to look at multivariate outliers. And we do this by calculating the mahalanobis distance. And this is an interesting process. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to run a regression just to get the mahalanobis distance for each of our cases. And what the mahalanobis distance is, it's the distance of that case's score from the multivariate mean. So what we're going to do is we're going to click Analyze, Regression, and Linear. And so we don't care what's in the dependent here. All we care about are what's in the independent box, because those are the ones that we're going to get the mahalanobis score for. Here, whatever you want, since in this study we'll say that our dependent variable is job satisfaction, so we just want to go ahead and put that there. And so what you're actually doing is you're going to go into Save, and then you're going to click mahalanobis here. And that's what you really care about here. You don't care about anything else. You don't even care about your output. You're going to go back over here, and look, we have a whole new variable in this. So each of these are the distance for each case from the multivariate mean. So now what we need to do, and this is really interesting, is now what we need to do is we need to see which of these are considered outliers. And we actually do that by using a table with the critical values of our chi-square distribution and our degrees of freedom. So we do this by looking, and you should have this in the back of a text, or you can find this online. And so the degrees of freedom actually are the number of variables that you put into that independence box in your regression. We put in 7. And so we look at that, and we want to look at the p-value at 0.001. And what we find is then our critical value is 24.322. So that means that anything above 24.322 is considered a multivariate outlier. And so then what we're going to do is we're actually going to check that out. When we look here, we say Analyze, Descriptive Statistics, Explore, and then we're going to move the mahalanobis into the dependent list. And then under Statistics, we're going to click Check Outliers, and we're going to continue. And so you see here, it's given us all of our extreme values for the mahalanobis. And you can see we actually have a significant amount that are above our critical value. And this one's way above our critical value. So we would actually want to go look at those individual cases and decide whether we are going to keep them or delete them. And that's about it.